Hey there, today I wanted to talk about the S rank selector that we are getting, but first I wanted to give a little bit of news update that they have said we are getting the Analyst, the 1600 Analyst on the 8th. After the update, we should be getting it in our mail as soon as we log in. Obviously we also have the S selector in here. That should be giving to us on July the 8th after the update as well via in-game mail. So what should you select for the S rank selector? I would say if you don't have Jiuy or Sakiri, you should select one of these two for sure. Next up, these are just universal. I believe that the mob claws are terrible to do. But you could get away with not getting Jiuy if you really don't want her, but I would say getting these two are a huge boost, especially Sakiri. Now, next up, if you are a Chaos main and you don't have a Hathor, I would definitely consider selecting her from your selector if you are playing actually Chaos. I don't know if there's anybody that pool for Chaos who doesn't have her, but if you did pool for Chaos and you don't have her, you should probably select her, as she is a big part of Chaos team comps. Fadia, I would never select. I wouldn't select. Baishang, I wouldn't select unless you're doing a no limited account for some reason. Then Baishang is fine to actually take because his stoops are pretty good, or if you don't have him. But the real thing with Baishang and Daffodil is their cafe. They are decent in cafe, especially with all the standard characters. Baishang and Daffodil are traffic characters, so they are better than all of the Fawn's characters or per dish characters. So if you do want them for the cafe, they are an option to select as well. Daffodil, ooh, it's a hard one. If you really want to sweat on Lacrimosa rotation, Daffodil is definitely worth it. If you are doing a no limited run and you don't have Daffodil, you should probably get it so you can play Baishang, Sakiri, Daffodil. That will be a huge increase in your damage, but it's also a really sweaty rotation. Outside of that, Cafe, I don't think there's any other reasons to get Daffodil besides for Lacrimosa or for Baishang. But those are the only two options for really getting Daffodil. Or if you don't have a Chaos unit and you for some reason want to build a Scorch team in the future, you could take Daffodil, but at that point I would just save my selector instead until you find out what the next incantation unit is before you choose. So we also have another thing to talk about, Sakiri. If you are a Lacrimosa main, and I don't know what you're using on your other team, maybe you're using Nanali or you're using Mint, Jiuy, but if you have Jiuy and you have Hathor, if you use Chaos, or if you don't use Chaos and you have Jiuy and Sakiri, and you don't need any of these characters, you don't want Baishang or Daffodil for Cafe, 40 is just bad. You don't need Hathor because you don't have Chaos. You're not doing a no limited run, so Baishang isn't really needed for you either. And you don't want to pick Daffodil for your Lacrimosa team because it's way too sweaty of a rotation, which is fine. Then I would suggest, if you don't have one copy of Sakiri, I would definitely get one copy of Sakiri. Her first passive that increases the attack is actually really good. So let's go into Awakenings. This passive is insanely good as she is a buffer, and this just gives her even more buffs. So I would definitely get this one if you don't have it and you are using Sakiri a lot. That's a really solid option. If you do have this one, I don't think I would get another Sakiri dupe unless you want it for whatever reason. But most of these aren't super important, but you can get an extra dupe if you want. Speaking of, if you are using Daffodil, her dupes are pretty strong as well. So she is an option to get dupes on if you are using Baishang or using her Lacrimosa team and wanna try hard for rotation. Then I definitely can recommend getting Daffodil dupes even if you already have her, as she's pretty solid with dupes. But that's really everything I have to say about what to choose. I hope it helps and hope you enjoy. I might make a graphic that I'll put on screen on if you have this yes, no kind of spreadsheet. If I did make one, it will be on the screen. If I didn't, see you next time.